Good morning, wet shavers, coffee lovers, and podcast listeners everywhere. It's Mark with GeorgeToon.com. It's time for another second cup. So grab a cup of coffee, kick back, relax, put in those earbuds, adjust that speaker volume, and let's talk some wet shaving and a few other things in podcast form. What is Second Cup? Well, Second Cup is a podcast that will give you some additional information that didn't make the Monday morning mailbag deadline. This might be something that is time sensitive. For instance, a sale that could be ending before the next 3MB airs, or a piece of late-breaking information that viewers have passed along that is equally time sensitive, or something else regarding the wet shaving world that needs to be broadcast in a timely fashion. And we'll also have some time to chit-chat and discuss some other things like coffee, movies, streaming shows, books, that sort of thing. So thanks for tuning in to Second Cup. And I hope you subscribe to the podcast, where you can also find episodes of the Monday morning mailbag in podcast form. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. We'll get the show underway in just a moment. Thanks for joining me. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the March 11th, 2024 episode of Second Cup. How are you this morning? I hope you're having a great day, a great morning. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. Before I get to the opening here, it's snowing here right now at the time that I am recording this. And we have a winter storm warning going on right now. That's just the way it is in Northeast Ohio. Just last week, it was 65 degrees. And now we've got snow. Alexa, what's the weather?
The current weather is 28 degrees Fahrenheit with snow. Throughout the day, you can expect more of the same, with a high of 32 degrees and a low of 28 degrees.
How about that? Now, before she told me there was a winter storm warning or a winter storm watch in effect. And yeah, I still think that's going on right now. But how about that? We've got snow. And I don't think it's going to stick around that long, because this time of year, the weather is so changeable. It goes from cold to all of a sudden really, really warm. So if we get any snow, it'll only be here a day or two, and it'll warm up again, and it'll just be gone. So that's the only upside about March going into April. So how are you this morning? Great to be with you. Again, I hope the weather is very agreeable where you are. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. Hey, I used the percolator again this morning, the electric percolator I talked about on the Monday morning mailbag this morning, and also in a previous Second Cup. And we brewed 6 cups of coffee. And I think I got the water level correct and the amount of coffee correct. And just to try it out, I used Dunkin' Donuts ground coffee. Now, I don't know how many grounds are going to be left in the bottom of the pot, because you should use a coarser ground of coffee. But I thought I'd use the Dunkin' Donuts as kind of a standard for taste, and it came out pretty darn good. Hang on 1 minute. Yeah, really, really good. I mean, it's a terrific cup of coffee. So I think I'm learning where the water should be filled to and how much coffee to add, that sort of thing. And it looks like it was done in 10 minutes, and it's still plugged in, and it stopped percolating. So I think it's in a warming cycle. At least that's my guess. Again, this is the Duralux electric percolator. It was made in Worcester, Ohio, years and years and years ago. So I still have to find those instructions on how this electric percolator works. But you know what? Found it in the basement, cleaned it up, and it's making coffee. I'm really happy about that. And the other thing that happened the other day, just yesterday, I was in the kitchen, and I was in one of the lower cupboards, rooting around for something. And as I came up from bending over, I caught my head on the edge of the underside edge of the counter, and I got a really good scrape cut. A cut and a scrape kind of a thing on my head. And boy, I banged it pretty good. And you can't see it on camera because it's towards the back, on the top and towards the back. But you know what? I have to kind of forego using a safety razor or any other kind of bladed shaving device to do my head shaves because I have to let that heal up a little bit. And again, we always talk about how it's always good, if you're a head shaver, it's always good to have an electric razor kind of set aside for these kinds of events so that you can take a couple of days. If you need to get a head shave, take an electric razor and do your head shave. It's not going to be as close or as smooth as a safety razor shave, but at least you're not going to aggravate that wound. And that's what I had to do this morning. And I want to mention again that I used the Dynabliss. Here it is right here. Let me just turn that on. Can you hear that? Right there? I use the Dynabliss, and it has 6 rotary heads. It's a skull shaver. And you know what? This has been in my DOP kit, my travel bag, for the longest time. And my gosh, the battery is still held to charge, whereas some of the other skull shavers I have, when I go to reach for them, I have to recharge them. But this battery is really held up, and I haven't used this in a long, long time. And it did a really nice job. Now, the other challenge is opening up all those rotary heads and cleaning them out, brushing them out, that sort of thing. But I had to do that because I had a little bit of hair growth up there. But it still did a great, great job. It also comes with a travel lock. You just hold it for 3 seconds, and then it locks, and then you can put it in your DOP kit. And then holding it for 3 seconds again will unlock it, and you can go ahead and shave with it. It's a nice compact size. It fits nicely in the palm of your hand, and it does a nice job in giving you a quick head shave. For those instances where, like me, you may have hurt your head, you may have cut it or scraped it pretty good, which is what I did, and you want to make sure you don't aggravate it again. I could probably shave around it with a safety razor. I have to be very, very careful though. So this way I can kind of move around it and wait for it to heal in another day or so, and then I'll go right back to my safety razor shave with it. But Dynabliss. I'll link it below so you can check it out if you are a head shaver and you need that option of an electric razor when you bang your head, when you hurt your head, when you cut it from hitting your head on something. It happens to us. Dynabliss. I'll link it below. It really is a terrific, compact, nice little electric razor, a skull shaver, great for home, great for travel. Now, my coffee mug this morning is John From, Phoenix Shavings John From Magic Coffee Mug. Hang on, one more sip. Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. And the coffee mug is black, and then when you put the hot beverage in there, it lights up, and the artwork just pops out. And I love the John From scent shave soap, the scent in the shave soap and the aftershave. It's absolutely fantastic. If you're looking for a wonderful shaving scent that's going to get a lot of great, great compliments, try John From Phoenix Shaving. It really is terrific. It's JOHNFRUM, and a great backstory. John From was the name that a lot of islanders in the Pacific gave to the American airmen and navymen because when they introduced themselves, they would say, I'm John from New York, or I'm John from Chicago, or John from Cleveland, and they thought everyone's name was John From. Well, if you go up to the if you go up to the Phoenix Shaving product page, you can read about the backstory on John From. Really, really kind of a neat backstory and a terrific, terrific scent. I just thought that was a great backstory to it, and it's a great scent, and it's a great shaving soap. CK6 is wonderful. So I guess that takes care of all the housekeeping this morning. So thanks so much for tuning in this morning. I really do appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. And again, I hope the weather is a little more agreeable than what I have looking out the window. Okay, we'll pay a few bills and we'll get the show underway in just a moment. Now, just the other day, I was talking to viewer Mark Bagwell. He had sent along some reviews for the channel. Thank you again very much, Mark. And we were talking about the various shaving soaps and their different scents. And as he and I were talking, I was in the shave den, pulling out some of these shave soaps and sampling their scents. And after a little bit, I said to him, I said, I can't really get this scent of this shave soap. I wonder if it's just dissipated. I just don't. This was after sampling about maybe 4, 5, 6 shave soap tubs. You unscrew the cap and you like this, unscrew the cap and you sample the scent and then you close it up and then you go on to the next one, that sort of thing. And after about, I don't know, maybe half a dozen or so, I thought, gee whiz, the scent on this next one has dissipated. It's very, very muted. I can't get it. And Mark had mentioned to me, he says, no, that's olfactory overload. And I said, what? Yeah, he says you've sampled too many scents that you have to recalibrate your nose. He said, go into your kitchen and inhale, sniff, smell some coffee beans or some ground coffee, and then come back to that shave soap. And okay, fine, I'll do that. And he was explaining to me that this is what they do at some very, very high level, very, very elite perfume stores. Where you are sampling perfume. They have a bowl of coffee beans there. So I went into the kitchen and I got some ground coffee. I think it was the Tim Hortons. And I opened it up. Maybe Tim Hortons, Dunkin' Donuts, whatever. They were both fresh cans of ground coffee. And I inhaled the coffee and then I went back to that shave soap and opened up the, once again, opened up the tub. And wow, there was the scent. My gosh. Again, this is why these very, very elite, regal, refined perfume stores have a bowl of coffee beans right there. It cleanses the palate, so to speak. And Mark was explaining this to me, so I Googled this, and here's what I found online. Coffee beans in perfume stores are intended to be used as olfactory palate cleansers and ward off olfactory fatigue, also known as nose blindness. It's thought that a customer's nose might get overwhelmed by smelling too many perfumes, and sniffing coffee beans will help recalibrate your sense of smell. How about that? I will link that information below so you can check that out. So that's something you might want to try the next time you go into your shave den and you're trying to figure out which shave soap scent will complement your evening out or the day's work ahead, that sort of thing, and you've sampled maybe one too many. Try the coffee beans trick. It works with coffee beans. It works with ground coffee. And sure enough, it worked for me. I just opened up that canister of fresh ground coffee, and just sniffed that scent, and went back, and bang! There was the scent in that shave soap. It absolutely recalibrated my nose. So a big, big thank you goes out to Mark Bagwell for this tip. Absolutely fabulous. I need to put this into show notes for the Monday Morning Mailbag to mention this as an extra shaving tip. So folks will get it on the Monday Morning Mailbag in case they missed this Second Cup broadcast. But coffee beans, ground coffee beans, the scent of coffee will help recalibrate your nose, your sense of smell. It acts as an olfactory palate cleanser. How about that? Yeah, olfactory fatigue can result from just sampling too many of our shave soaps or too many of our aftershaves, and we go nose blind. So coffee beans will recalibrate everything. Hey, Mark, thanks again for a really, really terrific tip. Thanks so much. Well, I wanted to remind everyone once more that the Maggard Meetup takes place on April 20th, 2024 from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. At 124 South Winter Street, Adrian, Michigan, 49221. Tickets are $35 each, and at the time I'm recording this, there are 81 tickets available. So it sounds like they're going pretty quickly. So you may want to get up there and get yourself a ticket if you've been sitting on the fence, because those 81 tickets will go rather quickly because we're already into March, and this is going to be April 20th. So, in about another week, it's going to be 1 month away. And before you know it, it'll be here. It'll be April 20th. So I just wanted to remind you that the Maggard Meetup is April 20th, 2024 from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Again, at 124 South Winter Street in Adrian, Michigan, 49221. Tickets are $35 each. 81 tickets left at the time I'm recording this. We'll have a link below where you can get up to that location on the Maggard website and get all the information about the Maggard Meetup and also get a ticket. It also reminds me to let you know that you should save the date for the 2024 Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup. They've selected a date, and it's Saturday, September 14th, 2024, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The meetup is going to take place at River's Edge Cutlery, 4601 Lyman Drive in Hilliard, Ohio, 43026. This is where it was held last year, and it was an absolutely wonderful, wonderful venue. I really, really enjoyed myself. It was great seeing everyone, and I am looking forward to attending this one again this year. Again, save the date for the 2024 Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup. That date is Saturday, September 14th, 2024, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at River's Edge Cutlery in Hilliard, Ohio. Are you looking for a new Edwin Jagger razor and you want to get a really, really nice price? Well, a viewer named Gary sent this along. Edwin Jagger Razors, online merchants. That was the subject of his email. And he writes, shopping for Edwin Jagger double-edged razors at many of the online merchants will often show, for the less expensive models, prices from about $42 to $52. Often, one blade is included with the purchase. Maybe more. I have not checked online sources too thoroughly. Groomatorium.com. Let me spell that. Groomatorium. Groomatorium.com has had some Edwin Jagger double-edged razors in stock for several months. Prices there shown range from $23 to $26 and a tuck of 5 feather high stainless blades come included. How about that? Wow. He continues, their listings do not indicate which DE8 identity is each product listed. So shopper will not know unless or until he buys and receives a razor. Might be DE86 or maybe DE87 or DE89. As currently understood, many of the handles are related or similar, but all the heads are the same. Still, a customer may spend a cost of about $30 to $34 due to taxes and shipping fees. The price differences are plainly different between what are found at Groomatorium and many of the other online merchants. Obvious, a way to find a bargain on an Edwin Jagger double-edged razor. Well, I went up to the Groomatorium site and I found several, well, I would say probably a good dozen Edwin Jagger razors that were on sale, and they were specific razors. They weren't, there was no question that you were going to be buying a DE89 with this style razor handle or this style handle here. Everything was very, very specific. And the prices were absolutely unbelievable. Gary is correct. There were razors that listed for $45 and $50 anywhere else online, say at Amazon, and at the Groomatorium, they were $22 to $25. You add in your shipping and tax based on where you live, and Gary is correct. You're looking at an Edwin Jagger razor for about $30 and a really nice model Edwin Jagger razor. So we will link it below. And unfortunately, there were several up there that were already sold out. But there are some other models that are still available. Very, very nice Edwin Jagger razors with some nice handles. And yeah, you can get a really nice deal on an Edwin Jagger razor from the Groomatorium. Really, if you go up to Amazon and you search for Edwin Jagger razors, some of the pricing on the Edwin Jagger razors, depending on the handle and how ornate it is, can be anywhere from $50 to $75. And the Groomatorium has similar razors, similar Edwin Jagger razors for about $22 to $25. Really, really nice price. Let's face it, that's a wonderful, wonderful price. And again, some of them are already sold out, but there are some models that are still available that are very, very good looking. So my thanks to Gary for passing this along. We'll have a link to the Groomatorium website and also to that area where you can check out the Edwin Jagger safety razors, as well as some of the other safety razors that they offer up there. They have some really, really nice prices. Again, do your research online and do some price comparison yourself to see if you're getting the best price. It looks like you're getting a very, very good price from the Groomatorium. Thanks again to Gary for passing this along. Really, really do appreciate it. Again, folks, we'll have a link below to the Groomatorium.com. A viewer named Sven Cornett, I believe that's how he pronounces his name, Cornette. Sven Cornett asked the following question, and this was posted in the review I did on the newly redesigned Chieftain Odin razor by Vikings Blade. And he asked, do you also use this for your head or something else? A really terrific question, Sven. I'm holding the newly redesigned Chieftain Odin in my hand right here. And I'll open that up there, twist open razor. And a really smooth action on the barn doors, the butterfly doors, opening and closing. Like this razor a lot. The redesign of it from the original Chieftain and the original Chieftain Odin makes this razor head a little more compact, a little more maneuverable, and it's a smoother performer. And yes, I have used this for a head shave. Now, I've used the chrome version in a head shave, and I can link that below where everyone can see that. And here it is right here. I'm going to open it up and take it out of the case right here. This is the newly redesigned Chieftain razor in chrome. And yeah, it's terrific. The plating on each of these razors is different, but it's essentially the same razor from what I can see. Much like what we talked about with the Edwin Jagger razor, where the DE89 razor head is standard throughout their line of razors, but they changed the plating, they changed the handle style, that sort of thing. That's what we have here in play with the Chieftain razors. There's the Chieftain, the regular Chieftain razor in chrome, and then the Chieftain Odin, which has rose gold and some really nice kind of, well, I don't know what that is. That's not a gunmetal plating, but it's some other kind of plating on the handle. It's black, not a gunmetal, but kind of like a gunmetal, but it's almost like a plasticized kind of plating on there. Really, really makes for a nice grip. We'll link both of them below, but the new design of the Chieftain razors, wonderful. They are absolutely beautiful, smooth shavers. And yes, I like using them both for face shaves and head shaves. Now, my go-to for a head shave is the Supply SE single edge injector razor. That's absolutely my go-to for head shaves. But I will use other razors for head shaves to kind of change things up, change of pace, that sort of thing. And I like razors that fall on the mild end of the spectrum, and these newly redesigned Chieftain razors definitely fall within that area. They provide a very, very nice, smooth approach, smooth shave, and they are nicely efficient. And again, I've used them for head shaves, and you'll see the video of the newly redesigned Chieftain that I used for a head shave. That video is probably about 6 months ago, and just did a great job. Now, the end tabs of the razor blade are not completely enclosed in the razor head. You can just feel them on the outside, but they don't get in the way, so it's not really a deal breaker, just so you know that. But alignment and balance, spot on, and the heft of these razors, these newer Chieftain razors, is really, really nice. It has I'm holding both of them in my right and my left hand here, some really, really nice heft and balance. Absolutely terrific. So yeah, I like these razors a lot for both face shaves and head shaves. And the other nice thing about the redesign of the Chieftain razor versus the original design of the Chieftain razor is that the razor head has a little slimmer profile. So it's a little, again, it's a little thinner and it's a little more compact. So it makes it a little more maneuverable. So I like these razors a lot, and I would not hesitate to travel with them and use them both for face shaves and head shaves if I were traveling, also for home use. Really, really terrific razors. So Sven, thanks very much for the question. Really do appreciate it. But again, I like mild razors for my head shaves. And my go-to, absolutely, the Supply SE single edge injector razor. But when I want to mix things up a little bit, absolutely, the Chieftain razors are on the short list for using for head shaves. So thanks again for the question, Sven. I hope that helps. Hope that gives you a little information so that you'll be able to make an informed decision should you be looking for a razor for your head shaves. Thanks again, Sven. Really do appreciate it. A viewer named Bungier, that's spelled Bunjier, left the following comment in the review I did on the Mueller R89 safety razor. And he wrote, I shave my full face every day with the Mueller R89 with the black handle like this one and a Gillette Nasset. It's a perfect combo of mildness and sharpness for me, and quite simply, the best looking razor out there, in my humble opinion. Great video. Well, Bungier, thank you very much for the comment. Really do appreciate it. And I got to agree with you. It's a great looking razor. If you have not seen the Mueller R89 with the black handle, give it a look. It is absolutely a stunningly good looking razor. But something very interesting that Bungier mentioned in his comment that I wanted to mention again, especially to those of you who might be tuning in for the first time. And that is, he's using a Gillette Nasset razor blade and says it's the perfect combo of mildness and sharpness for him. That is to say, a nice mild razor with a nicely sharp razor blade. And really, that seems to be the correct and perfect recipe for a lot of wet shavers out there. A mild razor and a very sharp blade. And that's what delivers a wonderful, wonderful, smooth, efficient shave for many, many wet shavers out there. Now, your mileage may vary depending on your beard type and skin type, but many wet shavers out there believe that that is the correct and proper approach. I am in that camp. Nice mild razor and a nice, sharp blade will give you a great shaving result. And what better razor to test this out than the R89 from Mueller? An absolutely wonderful, mild razor that will see an increase in efficiency when you pop in a sharp blade. And really, that combination works very well. And many a wet shaver out there has expressed the same to me. They like that approach. Mild razor, sharp blade. And that's what I like. I prefer my razors to be on the mild, smooth side, and then pop in a really nice sharp blade to increase the efficiency, rather than a really, really aggressive razor and putting in a milder blade. That might work for a lot of wet shavers out there, and I'm not going to discount that. Again, your face, your rules, whatever works for you. But if you're new to the traditional wet shave, try this. Go with a mild razor like the Mueller R89 and get a blade that is on the sharp side. And try that and see how that works for you. And I think you'll be surprised that it will deliver a wonderful, wonderful shave for you. Now, again, there are a lot of wet shavers out there that really like razors that are a little more aggressive. And this depends on your beard type, your skin type, that sort of thing. Some folks out there just have a more demanding beard and they need a razor that has a little more growl. I understand that. I'm fair-skinned, so I tend towards the mild end of the spectrum, and I'll use a blade that is a little sharper and a milder razor. That works for me. So, Bungier, thank you very, very much for the reminder. I'm so glad that you have a Mueller R89 with that black candle, and it works well for you. That's great to hear. And again, my thanks to viewer Mark Bagwell for sending that Mueller R89 to the channel and allowing me to share it with all the viewers. That really has kicked off this discussion on the channel, on the Monday Morning Mailbag, and on Second Cup. And it's been a very satisfying discussion. And a lot of viewers out there have purchased the Mueller R89 and are reporting great, great results from their shaves with it. And really, thanks again to Mark Bagwell for kicking all this off. It was due to his sending the razor to the channel and saying, "Hey, Mark, you need to review this and you need to let viewers know about, what a great razor this is." And he was absolutely correct and spot on. So a deep, deep, sincere thank you to Mark Bagwell for getting all this started. So thanks again, Bungier, for the great, great comment about the Mueller R89 and also reminding us of a really great fundamental approach to the traditional wet shave, which is a mild razor like Mueller R89 paired up with a really, really nice sharp blade. In your case, it's the Gillette Nasset. I have found that the Mueller razor blades for the Mueller R89 pair up really, really well and increase the efficiency and deliver a great, great shave. But you know what? I'm going to use a Gillette Nasset next time around as well. So thanks again, Bungier. Really do appreciate it. And again, a big, big thank you goes out to Mark Bagwell. Well, before I get out of here, I'm going to recommend a movie to you. And with St. Patrick's Day happening this Sunday, you guessed it, once more I'm recommending The Quiet Man, starring John Wayne, Maureen O'Hara, and Barry Fitzgerald, directed by John Ford from 1952. What a wonderful, wonderful movie to watch this time of year. Absolutely fantastic. Here is the synopsis of it. A tired American ex-boxer returns to his native hamlet in Ireland to win the hand of a spirited young woman. The music is beautiful. The scenery is beautiful. The acting performances are wonderful. It's a delightful, delightful movie. You have to watch a restored version of this movie. It is absolutely beautiful. The colors of the Irish countryside just pop. You see millions of shades of beautiful, beautiful greens and blues and golds. It's just remarkable. It's just an absolutely beautifully photographed movie with wonderful music, beautiful performances, and a great, great story. John Wayne is wonderful in this movie, as is Maureen O'Hara and the entire cast. John Ford did a masterful job of directing this movie, and Victor McLaglen plays the heavy in this movie in a delightful way, if that's possible. It really is a terrific, terrific movie. Check it out for St. Patrick's Day from 1952, The Quiet Man, starring John Wayne, Maureen O'Hara, Barry Fitzgerald, Victor McLaglen, and directed by John Ford. And that wraps up another Second Cup. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. I sure hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, please share, please subscribe, and pass it along to a fellow wet shaver or friend. My thanks to everyone who commented and contributed to today's show. And I mean this sincerely. Without you, this microphone would be silent. If Second Cup or the Monday Morning Mailbag aren't showing up in your regular podcast feed, please drop me a line at mondaymailbag@gmail.com and we'll try to get it all sorted out. So again, thank you all very much. I look forward to getting together again with you on these podcast airwaves. Until then, enjoy the day, enjoy your shave, and enjoy that Second Cup.